Alright, thanks for tuning in for a Big Air video. Today we're going to talk about the beginnings of installation of your tower, whether it be a wave tower, ice, storm, H2O, or plasma, any of our towers. The basics is knowing where you want to put your tower and is there clearance there. So basically, check the instructions, find out what the front to back stance is, get some friends and maybe put the tower up in a pseudo position to see if you like the look of the visual position of it. Then check behind your hole where you want to install and make sure there's no obstructions such as a horn, wiring, conduit, control cables, who knows what's back there. So make sure you can access it. Once you've clarified that and know that, then you're ready to go forward. Then we suggest marking the outside of your hole. Now, rule number one is to measure once, twice, 3 times to make sure that you get the accurate position from side to side. We personally like to see towers mounted somewhere behind the front of the windshield, sweeping back, except for in the case of a wave or a plasma. In this case right here, we're using dry erase marker. We've actually protected the hole also with masking tape just to avoid any scratches to the customer's hole or your hole, if you will. A dry erase marker will come off your gel coat quite easily. Once we've found the exact position, in this case I'm 3 inches up from the rub rail. I've used the gasket. I've checked to make sure I'm level with the rub rail, mark those positions, and we're ready to drill. Once again, measure, measure, measure to make sure you can access your hole in the proper position. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drill a hole. We're using a cordless drill, nothing fancy here. 1/4 inch bit in this application. We've taped off, we've marked our locations, we've double checked our measurements. We know we're clear on the backside. Secret, run the bit in reverse. So that's all you have to do. Find your point, apply pressure, and it will all right, we're through. This is a good thick 3/8 inch hole, probably 1/2 inch thick hole, so it doesn't need reinforcement. We're done drilling. We're just going to use this as a Dremel stone, or you can get a round ball stone at your local hardware store or welding supply place. We use this to break the edge. We don't want your gel coat cracking. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come in here and break that edge. And now you won't have any spiral or spider web cracking by breaking the sharp edge on your gel coat. That's the secret. We recommend a large diameter ball as an excellent way you can get once you get Ace Hardware or any other style hardware place. All right, we've got our base plate installed. We have our rubber gasket here to protect the hole. We've also put a thin coat of lithium grease on there on the backside to help this rotate easily as needed. We haven't tightened it down yet because we want to go and get our tower installed, but our backer plates and bolts are on the backside to hold it in place. So we just keep it loose until we're done with the final tower installation. Once again, some lithium on the backside of this between the rubber and this interface help this swivel easily. All right, we've kind of cheated and jumped ahead on our particular storm tower here. What we've got is we have our swivels in place. We went and bolted those, simple shoulder bolts supplied in there. We went ahead and put our tower together. It just takes 2 bolts to put this leg connection on here. So that makes the corner and the leg together. And then we went ahead and slid it in. If you'll come with me, we slid it in right here into our cross member. Inside there are plastic liners, so we just slid them in really easy. It keeps from scarring. The top bar, the cross bar is still loose. It'll pivot and slide everywhere you want. No problem there. And so everything's loosely in place, and we can lift this tower at this point. We can lift it up and down, all the connections are loose, but let's just see that we're in the right place. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead, even these connections are a little bit loose. We put lithium grease here. Even these set screws are still a little bit loose. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring it up under an awning or lift it up personally, and we're going to see where the best position that we like is for mounting here, which should be around 56 inches on a storm tower. But we're going to check and make sure it's like what we like to see there. So that's our basics. Once we set that position there, then we will go ahead and bolt our top cross member. All right, we're going ahead and just attached our rear legs on the storm tower here. And what we've done, you can use a tree or anything if you want to make sure the position's right. You don't have to do this step, but we've chosen just to validate it. We know that 56 inches is approximately right here. So we just pulled it up with a couple straps to this particular awning here, this customer's boat and situation here. We're right on target. We actually took a level check with a rub rail. We're, if this is 2 degrees, because we're in a tapered driveway, we checked it here, we're there, and that's the look we like. We like this plane to be level with the rub rail so you get a nice look on the water. And so now we're ready to go ahead and drill in our rear mounts based off of this position here. And then we'll go ahead and bolt our tops. We'll pull them in to get a nice tight taper. We like our towers to come inward, so we'll take a strap and pull the corners in to make it more rigid and bolt everything up, and we will be done with our storm tower. And that's a basic storm tower installation.